Rising out of the Oklahoma prairie, the Lawton community grew, and a common family with an uncommon future made their home here. The McMahon Foundation is their generous gift with a lasting legacy. We are celebrating the 60th anniversary of the McMahon Memorial Auditorium, one gift of many. E.P. McMahon had a successful insurance and real estate business, and his wife, Louise D. McMahon, ran the household. She provided a loving and nurturing environment for their only child, Eugene. Mrs. McMahon loved music and the arts. She taught piano in their home located at 8th and C. Eugene thrived in the community, enjoying life in a friendly and warm hometown. Mrs. McMahon marked all of Eugene's group photos with red ink so we could find him. At Lawton High School, in addition to his academic work, Eugene kept busy as a member of the tennis team. After high school, he went to the University of Oklahoma. When the U.S. went to war in 1917, Eugene entered the U.S. Army Air Corps. He earned his pilot's wings at Kelly Field, near San Antonio, Texas. The war ended before Eugene could make it to Europe. Finishing his obligation to the Army and having graduated from the University of Oklahoma, he moved to San Antonio to start his career and made it his home. From there, he worked throughout East Texas as a traveling salesman. A former OU classmate, a geologist, advised him to take advantage of the buyer's market for Texas oil leases. Through hard work and wise investments, he acquired oil leases in East Texas. His investment paid off when oil was discovered in the area. The family amassed a fortune, and all of them settled into San Antonio. However, Lawton was always a part of the McMahons' lives. Family fortune grew, and with it a building desire to make a positive, lasting difference in the world. Eugene did not have any children, and when the family began to explore ways to use their fortune, they decided to invest it in Lawton. The McMahon Foundation was co-founded by Eugene and Louise McMahon in 1940 in memory of E.P. McMahon. Eugene passed away in July of 1945, and Mrs. McMahon decided she wanted to create a lasting legacy in memory of Eugene. In 1947, Mrs. McMahon replaced the original home at 8th and C Avenue with the mansion we see there today. In a letter to the Foundation Board of Trustees, Mrs. McMahon stated,
"It is my desire to see the McMahon Foundation housed in a dignified home, built expressly for the use of the Foundation, worthy of the high purposes of the institution, and a credit to the memory of its founder."
In 1949, she presented a plan to the Foundation Board to start awarding scholarships for journalism majors at the University of Oklahoma. The scholarship programs have grown and included students in the arts and other majors from Cameron University. On November 22, 1952, W.F. Barber, president of the McMahon Foundation, notified the city of Lawton of intent to build a city auditorium in memory of Eugene D. McMahon. Mrs. McMahon worked closely with the architect and was involved in all aspects of the design of the auditorium. Using funds from the foundation and Mrs. McMahon's personal money, this facility was completed in 1954. Influenced by Mrs. McMahon's New York City time at concerts and plays, the auditorium design assures the highest quality experience for performers and the audience. She chose the wedge-shaped design to ensure every seat had a full view of the stage. Orchestra directors from around the country have expressed great appreciation for the acoustics after performing in the auditorium. Mrs. McMahon donated a Steinway concert grand piano to the auditorium and played the Moonlight Sonata by Beethoven the night she dedicated the facility. The large audience in the city of Lawton were thrilled at receiving such a wonderful gift. Louise D. McMahon received many honors and awards. Living up to and exceeding the expectations, a wide variety and type of performers graced this stage. In addition to entertainment, civic programs are part of the auditorium's mission. Former First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt delivered a motivational program at the auditorium. The Lawton Philharmonic Orchestra provides creative seasons of classical music. Partnerships between the orchestra, dance groups, and theatrical groups have provided rich cultural opportunities for Southwest Oklahoma. Because of this cultural richness, our community attracts artists who settle here, enriching the lives of families and other artists. Don Barton and Jack Story came to the area to work with Miss Lavinia Young to teach dance. They bought the business and opened Story and Barton's School of the Dance. This helped create local talents to include Dr. James Brock, Judy Guile, Jane Van Way, Candace Early, Cheryl Hartung, Sherry Conwell, and Amy and Beth Fields. Each advanced through professional experiences and have become part of the Lawton's art scene.
I started here when I was 5. I wanted to dance, and this was the only school in Lawton. My first memory was as Clara in the first Lawton Civic Ballet production of the Nutcracker. It was fun. I got to dance all the time. It's home. I've been in and out of that theater all of my life. And one of the most special was when I came home in '93. I was able to dance for Jack Story. We dedicated the performance to him. Jack Story and Don Barton chose to settle in Lawton, Oklahoma. They traveled all over the world. They could have lived anywhere, and they chose Lawton. They gave everything they had to the arts. They were involved with many of the city's groups. Jack choreographed the Follies for the Women's League for years. Anytime anyone needed dance or help, he choreographed for Lawton Community Theater shows. He gave his time to the arts. They both did.
Recently, the auditorium became the venue for Fort Sill's graduation programs. It's an honor to have this opportunity to represent the Lawton-Fort Sill community to these soldiers and their families. A variety of military bands held concerts in the auditorium over the years. It is with great pride we experience our own 77th Army Band. Additionally, we've hosted the President's own Marine Corps Band. Broadway road shows have toured here. Also, local actors and production staff from Lawton Community Theater wowed us with their shows. The McMahons and their foundation reach deep into our community, continuing to help all aspects of local life, education, and culture. The foundation helps in healthcare, all levels of education, and the Museum of the Great Plains. Lawton and Southwest Oklahoma are immeasurably richer because of the McMahons' leadership and generosity. The entire history of the family's giving and the contributions of the Family Foundation are examples we would all do well to follow. Trustees of the McMahon Foundation continue to honor the family's legacy.